All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. First off, I want to thank everybody for joining us on today's webinar that we're hosting on navigating the future of sports facilities with AI and ChatGPT. I'm very excited about the purpose of today's webinar, which is really fourfold. First and foremost, a quick why ChatGPT and AI matters today. We're going to walk through how to set up and get started with ChatGPT. We're going to walk through really learning how to design prompts, something that's going to be similar to Google search, but very different, and something we'll talk about here in a second. But most importantly, my goal is for everyone who's on this webinar to leave with how to leverage ChatGPT daily in making your business more effective, more efficient, et cetera. So hopefully you'll walk away with a number of ways you can use it today. Quick background. The founder and CEO of Upper Hand. We also recently launched something called Upper Hand AI to address these specific types of opportunities for our customers. My background, I went to school at the Kelley School of Business at Indiana University, currently studying to get a master's from Notre Dame State of Science program. I'm an active member of Vistage, CEO peer-to-peer group here in town, where we get together to discuss these types of issues on a monthly basis. I'm also an active mentor with Techstars Sports Accelerator here in Indianapolis, something that gives me an opportunity to learn about different business models and stay up to date with the newest and greatest technology that's out there. So AI, it's something that everybody has been talking about. You hear about it all the time, whether it's news, TV, you search AI and every article that's out there talks about how it's going to take over the world. Well, this isn't an AI course, unfortunately, but we do want to talk about how in the next several years, AI is going to be focused on creating tools that help you get smarter, right? You've heard a lot about, I think it was Goldman Sachs came out saying 300 million jobs would be lost from AI. And while that may be the case, I personally believe there's a lot of opportunity for us within the sports industry to leverage this technology to become more efficient. A lot of us are operating on smaller budgets, fewer staff, et cetera. So today's goal is going to be to focus on how to use ChatGPT to achieve that. To understand where we're sort of discussing AI in what realm, I just want to cover very quickly a few branches of artificial intelligence. So you have something called machine learning, natural language processing, or NLP, speech, and vision. Within machine learning, you have deep learning and predictive analytics. Now, predictive analytics is something that Upper Hand offers for our customers and recently launched as well. Now, today we're going to be discussing ChatGPT, which is really found in natural language processing as well as deep learning. So ChatGPT, we're going to spend a lot of time building prompts and really looking at how to use it. It launched in November of 2022. We're sitting in May 23rd of 2023. It's already gone through 2 updates, and I'm going to walk through the differences in those updates and how quickly it's gotten better and more efficient to use. But first, to give you a flavor of how important and how big ChatGPT's come across the world, let's walk through how long it's taken for certain applications or programs that you've used to get to 1 million users. So for Netflix, it took roughly 3.5 years to get to 1 million users. Facebook, it took about 10 months. Instagram took about 2.5 months. And it took ChatGPT 5 days to reach 1 million users across the globe. So it's obviously a big deal. Now, what does it stand for? Well, it stands for chat that's generative, that's pre-trained using all kinds of data across the internet, and including all the prompts and inputs that we add to it. And it's a transformer. How smart is it? Well, the most recent ChatGPT 4.0 scored 99th percentile when it took the GRE. It scored the 93rd percentile in reading and writing on the SAT side. 90th percentile on the bar exam, and 89th percentile on the math side of the SAT. So it's pretty smart. It hasn't solved the Turing test yet, but I'm pretty sure it may happen soon. Now, getting started with ChatGPT, let's dig right in. And before we do, I want to sort of help people think about how you've had to learn how to use Google over the years. It's very similar, right? So you're gonna have to learn how to use ChatGPT like you had to learn how to use Google, but they're very different. So for some people who said, maybe you've used ChatGPT before and the results were not so great, or maybe it produced machiney like answers. And I'm telling you today that the reason for that is you got to learn how to use it, just like you got to learn how to Google. Google's a skill. ChatGPT, or prompt engineering as they call it, is also a skill. And that's really the goal of today, is to help you learn how to build those prompts. So this is a board of a bunch of different use cases that I've pre-designed and gone through. I use ChatGPT every day, probably every hour, dozens of prompts a day. So as you look at this board and we want to get feedback from folks on the call, I'm going to start walking through a few of them, but please submit to the chat if you have questions about a particular prompt. If you'd like us to use your business's website, if you run a facility or sports training business and would like us to demonstrate, what we could do auditing your webpage, share that URL with Courtney Kerr, who's on our team and also on this call, helping me moderate the group. So again, take a look at this screen. We're going to come back to it. We're going to jump around a lot once we get into the browser and start using ChatGPT. Okay, a couple things. ChatGPT is available on iOS. This is a new development as of last week. We're going to use the browser version, and there are differences, but just keep in mind, if you're interested in working alongside me today, you can do that in your browser, or you could download ChatGPT on your iPhone. And it is only available on iOS, not Android. So feel free to download and work alongside. But today we will focus mainly in the browser. Okay, so to get started, you're going to go to chat.openai.com, where you're going to see a screen where you can log in or sign up. If you're working alongside and you already have an account, obviously log in. Would be great to have you work on these with us. Alternatively, click sign up. It's a very quick process to create your account. You'll input an email. You're going to confirm that, and then it's going to ask for a phone number to verify your phone number as well. And then, lo and behold, you should see a screen very similar to this, albeit they change it pretty frequently, but you should see empty sort of chats and an available prompt down here. Okay. All right. So a couple of things to keep in mind. That the version you're going to get when you first create your account is the free plan. And then they have another option for a ChatGPT Plus, which is $20 a month. The key differences here, I'll start on the far left because this is what launched in November of 2022. And they base it on reasoning, speed, and conciseness. So when it first launched, reasoning was good, speed was okay, wasn't very concise in its answers. When they launched GPT 3.5, it got better, slightly better in reasoning, but about the same. Speed was much faster. Conciseness got a little bit better. There is a significant difference, though, in GPT-4 versus 3.5. It's much smarter in terms of the reasoning, so you get much better answers. It's not as fast as you'll see when we go through some of the examples, so that's a downside, but it's very concise compared to 3.5 as well. A couple other things, as you upgrade to the Plus version, you'll see the option to toggle back and forth. In doing so, when you toggle to GPT-4, you'll see a handful of options such as default. You could switch into browsing, which now connects ChatGPT to the internet, something that prior to a couple of weeks ago was not available. And then you have something called plugins, and we are going to show a little bit of that towards the end of the call today. Also keep in mind that you see this message at the bottom. It says GPT-4 currently has a cap of 25 messages every 3 hours. So we're going to work a little bit in the GPT 3.5 to start, because I don't want to cap out using GPT-4 before we get to some of the more complex prompts. Okay, this is what some of the plugins look like. Again, I've pre-installed a few, but pay the $20, take a look at them. They're adding new plugins every day, and it's pretty exciting. But we won't spend a lot of time on the plugin stuff. Couple words of caution. Like anything, it's a machine, it's not a human, and it does produce misleading information from time to time or biased content. So keep that in mind. Also, treat it like Google. If you want Google to know about it or have it posted on the internet, probably shouldn't share the information here. So anything you do share, it's going to use that data as part of training ChatGPT into the future. That said, they have recently launched something that allows you to add more privacy in your settings. You'll see an area called data controls. You can turn off this green sort of check here to turn off chat history and training. So that is something that is new that would allow your inputs to not be stored or saved as a part of using ChatGPT. Okay, so we're going to get started. And really the limits to this, again, I've got a bunch of pre-designed use cases for running a sports facility or a sports training business we're going to go through, but it's really the limit of the imagination. So if you have an idea, there's no wrong idea. Again, feel free to send it to Courtney here in the chat. And I'd be happy to do it live, even if we don't have it sort of looked at and canned. So feel free to ask questions as we go. And I will pause from time to time to see what questions people have. All right, so let's start with a couple simple examples. I'm going to slide over to ChatGPT. Again, we're operating at a 3.5. And we're going to ask a simple question just to get us started. So what are some creative and practical use cases for leveraging ChatGPT at a sports training business? You'll notice how fast ChatGPT 3.5 is compared to 4 when we use 4 in a second. But you'll immediately start getting some pretty good responses. So we've got 7 sort of use cases that they're recommending we could use ChatGPT for with a sports training business. I always like to think of ChatGPT as like having the best, smartest possible business partner sitting right next to me. So think about them as an attorney. They can be, have medical guidance, advice, business analyst, data scientist, et cetera. And you can really dig into other aspects of this. So we could ask it, hey, I'm interested in this virtual scouting tool. What are some ways I could get started there? Well, let's put in a different prompt to keep some of these initial easy ones going. So now we're going to ask, I run a mid-size soccer training business called Elite Soccer Training. What AI applications should I consider implementing this year? Keep in mind, we operate on a small budget and operate out of a sports facility. It's saying video analysis makes sense. We're in this industry. We know how important video is. Chatbots, automated scheduling, performance monitoring, wearables, personalized training plans, social media analytics, and injury prevention and rehabilitation. So now we could also ask, I'm interested in data and analytics. Let's see what they say about that. Surprising they didn't put that in there. So here it's saying to implement data analytics and insights into your soccer training business and prepare for the launch. Here's the most important things to keep in mind. You'll see data collections on there. So let's ask it how important it is for software and tools we use to leverage data collection. How important is it to be able to take data out of the software and tools we use? It says here it's pretty critical, makes sense for all of our data scientists out there. And if you wanted to ask it about a vendor, you can ask it about a vendor. Now again, ChatGPT 3.5 won't be connected to the internet, so its information will only be good up through September of 2021. But if we were using ChatGPT 4, we could do that in web browsing to get the newest stuff. But so can a company like Upper Hand help with that? And again, this applies to any type of use case for any product they're using. And boom, it's going to give me 5 different categories of information to ask when I engage with a company like Upper Hand or any other company for any reason on the market. Okay, so that's some very basic prompts. Now let's jump over and I want to write a blog. Danielle Souza on our team has volunteered to let us use her Crossroads Field Hockey Club website throughout today. Again, if anybody has a website that they'd like us to use live, please share with Courtney. I'm happy to use that as well. So you're going to see field hockey a lot in today's use cases. All right, so let's start a new chat. Again, GPT 3.5. Let's input a message, and I'm going to walk through this prompt here. So in this first part, you're really setting ChatGPT to know what it is. So you sort of set their role. In this case, we're saying you are an expert in women's field hockey. You've played at an elite level, including Division I college and overseas. You could do the same for a legal prompt. You are an attorney, or you are a data scientist. So here we're just sort of setting what ChatGPT is. Then we're going to task it with what to do. We want it to write a blog that outlines a plan for parents with girls interested in field hockey who have aspirations to play at the collegiate level. And then the third part of the prompt is really providing as much detail as possible to the AI machine, in this case, ChatGPT, so that the machine can use that in its output. So again, we're going to put that in. All right, so it's saying with the blog, makes sense, introduction, here's field hockey, sort of walks through what this blog is going to talk about, how to get started, training and skill development, and so on. Now, let's say, I don't really know where to find a coach. So maybe we want to ask it for that. So provide some resources that I can include or link in this blog to find coaches. So let's just say provide resources to find experienced coaches. All right, so it's providing a few examples of places you can go to find and seek out recommended coaches for field hockey. Okay. All right, let's do one more. I'm going to pause for some questions. We have a question here. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Is it in the Q&A?
Yes.
Yep. Oh, awesome. We got a lot of websites. This is fun. All right, we'll go to those. All right, let's do one of these for marketing email. Let's just pick Team Summit here. And no shortage of volunteers, which is cool. Already going off script. All right, so what we would do here, let's start a new, you want to start a new chat. So one thing to keep in mind, if we were to put, you copy some information from this website to, let's say, write a marketing email, okay? We'd want to create a new chat because within this thread, it's going to keep this information, okay? So we'd confuse the machine, and we'd confuse AI in this case, and it would probably mix up our information. As a quick example of how we would do a marketing email off of this, and then I'll do one for the Team Summit Colorado. Again, we're going to keep using the same thread because we feed this information in one chat, it's going to get smarter and it's going to retain what it knows in that thread. So we're going to ask it to write an email from Danielle McNally Souza to prospective registrants to let them know about a new program, the Introduction to Field Hockey for Beginners. We hit enter. It's going to give us our subject and write a really nice email. It gives us the fields to input, our program, date, time, etc. Okay. Awesome. All right, so let's start a new chat. Let's do a couple over here. And let's just pick a program, maybe Intro to Team Summit. So ChatGPT is excellent at taking anything, any format of data and processing that information. So imagine how long it takes, to format anything into a spreadsheet, right? Stuff we've all been doing for decades. So you can take this entire web page and you just go like this, just copy it all. Maybe not all the way down there. It is limited in how much you can. I think 3,000 characters with GPT-4, a little less with GPT-3. But so let's just say you are a marketing expert. Write a marketing email that introduces Team Summit's intro program and include and use the below information to write the email. All right, and we're going to copy paste, hit enter. Let's see what it says. All right, elevate your athlete's potential with the introduction of Team Summit program. Now, again, whoever runs this, runs Team Summit, you're going to know your business. So for what I'm seeing, content looks pretty good. Again, GPT-4 is going to be a little bit better in terms of conciseness because it's a pretty long email. But immediately we've got a great email that we could start building off of with this program. We could ask any type of question. Let's do one more website. So here's one. Why don't we write a welcome email to somebody? That'd be fun. Again, we'll start a new chat. You are a marketing expert. Write a welcome email to use for new clients of Game Day Athletics. All right, we've copied and pasted that website. Subject, welcome to Game Day Athletics, where sports matter. So what's amazing about ChatGPT is it's using the content we've fed it and sort of intermixing it into a really nice written email. So let me pause there real quick. Any questions on this? We'll keep using some of these websites. It's great. I'll open up a few more as we're going so I can use them. I think I got them all. Cool. All right. So let's do another prompt. Let's jump over. I want to look at, maybe let's do some market research. ChatGPT, again, is a great business analyst, data analyst, you name it. So let's analyze the athlete performance industry, and let's see if it pops up here. So provide a short analysis of the latest athlete performance and fitness trends and consumer behavior patterns from 2022. And it's going to tell us it can't do that because it says it only goes to September 2021. When we use GPT 4.0, you won't have that problem. But immediately you have a market research analyst right by your side. So it's provided quick trends, personalized training programs, focus on mental health and mindfulness, and all these things, having been in the space and in the space now, all resonate with what I would expect to see. Let's do the same thing. I'll go back to the field hockey and let's look at this. So it's going to provide analysis on the field hockey training trends. Okay, so again, it's telling us that it's not up to 2021. That's fine. Now let's ask it, you're in another prompt. You're now an athlete fitness expert with experience playing field hockey at the collegiate level and a business model genius. Develop a concise functional fitness training offering for my field hockey club. Please provide steps for launching this offering to my athletes. So it's providing an introduction, several steps to create that program and offering right within this chat. See, we got a few more questions. Can you cover it? Oh yeah, can you cover the input format that's most effective? Yeah, so somebody had asked what's the correct input format. General rule of thumb, there's no wrong way to input any prompt, but what I like to do, the more detailed you can be, the better. So in this example, here you're setting telling ChatGPT what to be. So again, do you want it to be a marketing expert? Do you want it to be a business analyst, a data scientist, et cetera? Maybe an engineer if you're dealing with coding. And then you're going to prompt it with what to do. So in this case, we're going to say develop, a concise program. And then if we wanted, we could provide as much detail about this program after this that is just going to give that information to the AI machine as well. Okay. All right, let's get into some more use cases. Let's do a website audit. And this will be fun because we can use a bunch of different websites. So let's start a new chat. And I'm going to start with Crossroads just to get it going. Okay, and we're going to copy and paste much of this information. All right, so what we have here, again, I'll try to go a little slower because I know I go fast. I get excited about this stuff. All right, I want to improve the quality of my website, and we could start. So if we wanted to set it as an expert, you don't always have to do that. ChatGPT is smart enough to kind of know what you want. But in this case, let's just say you are an SEO expert. And now I want to improve the quality of my website, Crossroads Field Hockey Club. Update the following text, which we're going to provide after the fact, to dramatically improve the content on my website. So I've been very specific, and I said, provide H1, H2, and H3 tags or titles. That's important to SEO for any SEO experts out there. Having the right H1, H2, H3 tags, and then the keywords within your content is important to get, climb on organic search. I've also let ChatGPT know I use Weebly for my website. So whether you use Wix or Foursquare, or not Foursquare, Square, WordPress, etc., you tell it what website you use because it's going to know what fields and settings to come back with. So let's hit enter. It's kind of nice. It's providing this bold. I feel like they may have just released that because I've never seen that before, but this is great. So this tells us exactly what we need to do. And I can go knock on Daniel's door after this. We can edit our Weebly site. It's giving us the page title, meta description, our titles throughout the landing page, description text, etc. Okay. Also at the bottom gives us all the settings for that Weebly page, primary keywords, secondary, so on and so forth. Okay. I'm going to pause. You see any more questions?
There's one about customer service communication.
Oh, yeah. Customer service. Okay. All right. We got a question about customer service. So we'll take a note. We'll hit that as we find a good prompt to build off it. Okay. All right. Let's look at our choices here. We've done write a blog, marketing email. Let's write a marketing sequence of emails off of what we just created. Because what I love about ChatGPT as you build is you can take what you've done and continue to build off of it. So let's create an email marketing genius. Write a 3 email sequence to use with interested field hockey clients. Provide the number of days between each sequence step or email. Okay. So it's taking, so I don't have to provide as much information because it's taking what we've already said in this thread and then building off of it. So let's say Crossroads Field Hockey uses HubSpot or Pipedrive as a CRM. We've asked for a sequence of emails to use with prospective clients, and it's given us 3. Obviously, we'd read through these. Does it make sense? We've got old programming in here, which we can go through how to update that as well. Gives you your call to action. So we've got 3 nice emails here. Then what we can say with those 3 emails is I use HubSpot. Marketing. Provide detailed instructions to add these emails to HubSpot so I can track them as a sequence. So another great use case of ChatGPT that I personally love is using it as a knowledge base for anything. And so here it's providing detailed steps on how to log into HubSpot marketing, where to go to add these emails and create the sequence, et cetera. So right within the same thread, we now know how to implement this into HubSpot. Okay. We could do the same thing. Let's do a performance audit of another website here. Let's try this one. So I imagine a landing page is pretty important. So let's do this. Sport climber. There's a lot on here. That's good. What to cover. I don't know if it'll let us do all of that, so we'll just start here. You are a website expert and marketing expert. Audit the content from the following website and provide guidance and advice on how to improve the content to generate better SEO results. And we said it was www.sportclimber.net. Yep. Paste that in there, hit enter. Cool. And again, thank you to people for being guinea pigs on this. So it's providing some immediate recommendations for auditing. All right, overall web structure. And again, I'm not going to read all of it. This is your website, so you'd know if it's accurate or not. Seems like there's some pretty good opportunities to optimize homepage, page titles, meta descriptions. So in this case, let's say we wanted to ask, how to get, like, let's just do the landing page. Say, provide an updated page title and meta description for the homepage. So that's an easy one to hit. Now we're going to drill into it. There we go. There's a new title. There's a new meta description. We can ask it what keywords are being used to drive traffic with this landing page. Awesome. All right. So we've just gotten a list of keywords here, and it makes me kind of want to create an ad. Maybe we should create an ad. So you are now a Google ad expert. Create a search ad using the above keywords to drive traffic to my website. Let's start with that. All right, so it gives us a title, description for the ad, what display URL to use, the final URL, keywords to include for that ad. And then ChatGPT does always provide sort of little disclaimers after prompts, which you've probably seen throughout, which is always nice. It's good to read those, kind of know where we're limited or what we might need to add to it as well. But now let's say, all right, I have a budget of $1,000 and want to run the ad for 30 days. Provide the exact details I need to drive the most clicks to my website at the lowest cost per click. So it should take our $1,000 budget over 30 days. Tell us, it's giving us a name for the campaign type. So when we go into ads, Google Ads, we're going to create a search network campaign. It's giving us the budget, our target audience. So we could actually get the target audience from ChatGPT too. So I won't keep going on this example, but if you know your business, you could add something like, define the target audience for me. We currently serve athletes ages 8 to 12 or 4 to 8, whatever it might be. But right within a few clicks, how many things have we done? And we're only 40 minutes in or 30 minutes into this webinar, and the amount of time it would have taken to do all this by hand would have taken a week or more. So really exciting opportunities to leverage ChatGPT to help you guys and us at Upper Hand with our business. Pause real quick. Any questions? I want to be mindful of time, make sure we get to some of these other cool use cases. Okay, how do you do competitive analysis across similar businesses? That's a fun question. League schedule with multiple teams and venues. Yes. So you can build a league schedule with multiple teams and venues easily. So you would input, if we had a website that had a list of teams and the season, that would be pretty easy to do. You can do competitive analysis. So maybe we'll get to that here. I was a little mindful of doing competitive analysis. Didn't want to make anybody feel like, I'm calling them out here on the webinar. All right, so I want to do, oops, we're not done yet. Let's go back to my slide there. All right, so let's dive into, let's conduct pricing and offering analysis, and I'm going to jump into GPT-4. So let's start a new chat, and we're going to go to GPT-4. And here's a prompt. It's pretty long, so I won't read it to you. But again, I've told ChatGPT what it is, and that they know how to solve complex offerings. So what I want to do here is conduct a pricing and offering analysis of my Crossroads Field Hockey Club. And after I've given that prompt, I'm also going to copy and paste some event information, which I may have to go get here. So give me a second. Going to log into an app real quick. Feel free to throw in some questions as you look at this. So what I'm going to do is pull the slide up for you. I'm going to pull some event information. All right, and we're going to add it to the bottom of this prompt. Let's see what it says. Again, we're in ChatGPT 4, so it should be a little bit, a lot of bit smarter. So within a click, it's telling us providing a new customer journey plan for youth field hockey players in Indianapolis. We don't even, I think, offer these programs yet. You can tell how it's a little slower, right? Definitely takes longer to think, but produces really, really high quality content. So it's giving us mini leagues. So what, 5? Maybe I'll give us another one. Let's see. 6. It's pretty cool. And notice how it's smart enough to keep past dates out, because it knows, all right, well, we're not going to create a journey for past dates because that won't make any sense. Still going. So again, the reasoning in 4.0 is much better. It's telling us what the player to coach ratio should be for personalized attention. Okay, awesome. Now you could follow this back up with design a customer lifecycle journey for a female athlete aged 8 to 10 years old, specifically provide what they should buy first, second, third, and so on. So now it's telling us, what that life cycle should look like for a potential client 8 to 10 is a female. So we want to first try to push and introduce them to field hockey with step 1 in the event Try It Field Hockey Clinic. And so it's given us this amazing, customer life cycle journey. Checking questions as that operates. Yes, the GPT-4 is the paid version. It's the $20 for a month version. Okay. All right. Again, now we could create ads off of this just like we did before. You could create social postings, but maybe we haven't shown how we could use Twitter. So maybe that's something we could do real quick. Let's we designed a search ad. Let's do some social posting. Let's put in a prompt here. I'm going to change it. So let's just rewrite it. Design a 7-day Twitter posting schedule to promote and attract new clients to the introduction field hockey. Now you can do the same thing for LinkedIn or Instagram or Facebook, whatever social platform you're on. So it's providing day 1, we're going to post this tweet. So it's giving us the exact tweet to post. And it's going to do that through 7 days. So again, the speed at which we're able to become more efficient is unbelievable with this example. So we'll let that finish. I'm going to look at more questions. Somebody had asked about competitive analysis, so let's try that now. We're going to stay inside this thread. And let's just ask it, you are a business analyst expert. Provide a competitive analysis of other field hockey clubs in the Midwest that Crossroad Field Hockey Club competes with. See what it says. So it's saying September 2021. Now, how you would fix that, and I'll show you. They recently launched the ability to connect to web browsing. So I'm not going to let that keep generating because I want to keep going on some other use cases. But you would open up a new chat. We'd go into here and we'd go to browsing, and then we would ask that same question. Okay. Let's do another use case on creating a camp or an event checklist, because I think this is interesting on a number of fronts. It helps operationally. I'm going to do 3.5 because there's a few more GPT-4 things I want to do. All right, so let's design a camp prep checklist. And actually, let's do it in the one we were in before, for field hockey. There are 3 types of staff. We're actually going to just do 2 types. Might be a little too many. And camp staff. Let's see what it says. So no matter what event you run, there's obviously checklists, there's operational manuals, there's procedures, tools, things that are processes you need as a business owner or manager, whatever your role is at your facility that, again, can help improve the way people operate. So within a quick prompt, we've got for instructors, a checklist of things that they need to do. So review camp curriculum. We could ask ChatGPT to create the curriculum for us, prepare training materials. We could ask ChatGPT to prepare those materials, on and on, okay? Safety and emergency preparedness seems pretty important. That's something you absolutely could ask ChatGPT to do. One thing I don't see on here is a checklist to make sure we have customer service. So that was a question we had earlier. So you are now a customer service expert. Outline a process to provide excellent customer service at this camp. So, process for providing excellent customer service, train our staff on customer service skills, creating a welcoming atmosphere. Here it's saying greet, upon arrival. We could create a script, write a practice script, educate staff members on how to properly greet camp participants when they arrive. Here it's giving you a script that you could role play and work on, prior to the camp. So again, it's just incredible the things we're able to do in here. And we could do the same for each one of these responses, okay? All right, let's check questions. Pause there for a second. All right, let's look at our list here. So we've got design an athlete training program might be fun. I definitely want to get to these. So let's design an athlete training program. Let's find something here. Fitness, that's a good one. Take a visit. Training. All right, we're going to copy all this and we'll do fitnesssf.com. All right. Jump over to ChatGPT 4. All right. So, athlete training program. You are a fitness expert. Design an athlete fitness training program for ages, let's say, maybe we'll go high school, 14 to 18 years old. Program is for sf.com. Use the following information to design your program. That's interesting. It's really big now. All right, athlete fitness training program for ages 14, 18. Phase 1. So again, creating this program, let's see what it does. Provides a goal. We could change those goals. So keep in mind that as these prompts happen, if you want to change something in it and don't have to go back and rewrite it, you can ask it. So say, hey, remove phase 1 or move phase 2 to phase 1 and rewrite. We could do all of that within here as well. We're just, for time's sake, trying to show new stuff. Okay. So process, it's not providing the exact workouts here. We could ask it that. So we could say for phase 1, the fit session, create the exercise workout programs, etc. All right. Let's jump to I'm going to play with web browsing. So let me get that ready. So a new chat. And we're going to use ChatGPT 4. Web browsing. Okay, so now, again, web browsing, it's fairly new. It's in beta, as you saw in that drop down. So you may not get, you may run into some errors and stuff. That's what beta is. But the difference is it's now connected to the internet. This is a big deal. OpenAI, which owns ChatGPT, did this after Google's Bard launched the same thing. And it gives you up-to-date information. So I'm going to prompt it and say, analyze the top performing ads in the field hockey training industry and suggest a refined advertising strategy for our business. Now, in using web browsing, sometimes it can take a while to search. Sometimes it fails. Again, it's a newer beta feature, but let's see. I would definitely, for the person who had asked the question about competitive analysis, $20 a month isn't much to save days upon days of work. So I would use the web browsing if I was doing competitive analysis, because it can use obviously up-to-date information and URLs for that. So you can see it's actually clicking links. And if you drop down, you can see what it's doing. It's reading content for you, so you can watch what it does. It's pretty crazy. So as it's doing that, I've got another use case to show on the plugins. And then while it's loading, any questions we can answer, and we can stay on a few extra minutes to make sure we answer any final questions. Cool. So see, it's picking up a number of resources, not just one. So we'll let that keep going. I would open another window, but you can only run one at a time. Let that keep going. While that's running, I'm going to let me share. I'll share this QR code. If you're interested in learning more or getting help with your data and AI strategy, feel free to scan this code, and I'll share it again here in a minute. We just want that web browsing to load. Feel free to reach out to us. Obviously, we'd love to learn more about what you're doing and how we can help. There it goes. We got a couple more. So you can tell this takes a long, long time. The benefit is you would have otherwise had to do this yourself, which would take a lot longer, clicking, finding all this information. So it looks like it's going to produce some pretty good reading content. On that side failed. Almost there. I'll go back. And check here. There we go. All right. Let's see what it produced for us. So again, the amount of time it would have taken to analyze top performing ads. I mean, I've been the number of companies I've started and been involved in where you pay somebody to do that is incredible. And we can get some immediate feedback on what ads, campaigns are working effectively in our space, and what baseline metrics should be: open rates, click-through rates, et cetera. So we'll let that keep going. Again, that's how web browsing will work. Now I'm going to show you one other one on the GPT-4. Unfortunately, I don't get any referral for anybody who signs up for the Plus program. All right, Shop. So this is pretty cool. Anybody who's used Shop, millions of products on the internet. This one's really fun. So what if we wanted to find out, as a field hockey business, what are the 10 most popular field hockey sticks in the United States? And again, this is using ChatGPT-4, the paid version, and we're using plugins, and the plugin we're using is Shop. So again, what would have taken a lot of time to find on Google, and you're starting to see why Google executives are so worried about ChatGPT, is it's going to provide 10 hockey sticks. Then I have two more use cases to show you. So how this be helpful? Maybe if you're looking to add certain equipment, products to your business, and you want to know what's the most popular out there. I mean, this gives you an immediate, here's 10 different brands of sticks to go find at a cost basis. We could probably even ask ChatGPT, hey, where can I source these sticks to add to my retail store? Should give us some pictures. Okay, cool. Now it's loading the pictures. That's pretty cool. So we can kind of see them in here. Click and go. All right, let's do one more. This one's pretty crazy. All right, so it's not, I haven't added yet. So here's how you add one. Find it real quick. So you go to all, and we're going to look for one called Upskiller. So you can kind of see all the plugins that are available here. This one. Let's see upscore, did you? No.
Mhm.
All right, well, maybe let's just do open table. Show people a fun one. So we got to show personal real quick because I know how hard everybody in our industry works, you own the business. So let's try to book a reservation for our spouse who is hardworking as well. So I want to, as a hardworking sports coach and business owner, I'm often away from home. Help me surprise my wife and make reservations for St. Elmo's on Friday night at 8 p.m. in Indianapolis. Actually, I've not tested this one before, so let's see. You can watch what it does. Great news. Okay. So again, we can do it all from within ChatGPT. We don't need to go to open table. And it's going to provide a few other recommendations in case they're fully booked. That's actually a great place. So we'll kind of pause there. Almost wish we had 30 more minutes to dive more into these use cases. But again, I want to pause for questions and for the remaining time we have, and feel free to scan this QR code if you're interested in getting any help with your data and AI strategy. Feel free to send Courtney a message here if you've got anything you want to talk about. Otherwise, I'll stay on, maybe do a few more use cases. I might do the competitor one. Cool. All right, let's I'm going to try. We got a few more minutes here, no questions. Let's try to find competitors to a business for fun. Try the Stellar Power Yoga. Open up a new one. And I think I want to use, let's try a link reader. Conduct competitive analysis for my business. So the plugin I just used is reads links on the internet. So I would try this one. And again, the plugins outside of the, paying the $20 a month to have the plus version of ChatGPT, most of them don't have a cost to using. So when you install them, they're free. But let's see how this link reader responds. Yeah, okay. Can take data set and provide results. Yes, actually, that's one I wanted to show. So we had a question, can ChatGPT take data sets and provide results, thinking like performance data in top 10, most improved, et cetera? Absolutely. It's probably one of the best things. One of the things it's best at is taking unstructured data and structuring it and providing insights. All right, so that one didn't work, which maybe I can show something like that here in 1 second. We try to find some random data. Let's try browsing. Maybe that'll be better for this competitor one. But you absolutely could take a data set. I'm trying to think out where I could find a good use case in here. And ChatGPT 4 actually can analyze images. It's limited to certain. They're sort of very selective in who has access to it. So that will be coming. So you'll be able to drop an image into this prompt, and ChatGPT can then read the image and tell you anything about it that you want. But yeah, I would absolutely use it for data. I just don't have a lot of good data sets that is sort of de-identified for this webinar. Somebody asked, does chat deal with social media posts like Instagram? Absolutely. We can create that here in 1 second. Web browsing really does take a while. It's interesting that it's analyzing the website before it does an analysis. For the chat, dealing with social media posts like Instagram, on the example we showed earlier with Twitter, you could do the same thing. So instead of saying, design a 7-day tweet schedule with content, you would just do, say Instagram. and it would write the post for you. Oh, interesting. So it knows. Are you in Atlanta? Let's see. Wow. Okay. Knows you're in Atlanta. And it's using expertise.com. Should be any minute. Anybody has it? Gotta find some cool data to throw in here. Doesn't feel very good, does it? There we go. Wow, it's telling us exactly where you're located. That's cool. Business aims to provide judgment free. We like that. It's gonna be interesting to see what if it gets to competitive analysis yet. So customer testimonials. See how it's providing these sources here. Yeah, so I'd say that was okay. Wouldn't really consider that probably competitive analysis, but obviously going on the fly here. But I do like the web browsing. It's newer. I probably see if we can do it without the ChatGPT 4. Let's try it without anything because sometimes it's better results. It'll still give us an answer. So it's providing a competitive analysis for yoga, which is cool. And then we could ask it, provide competitive analysis for yoga in the Atlanta area, or use the answer it gave us before about the specific shopping center that it was located. And then going back to the question on the Instagram. So somewhere in here, we had our tweets. I was right there, 7 days. So, all right, I would just take this. Let's go back in here. And again, I'm coming back here because it's using the information we've already put in here. 7-day Instagram posting schedule. One other tip that ChatGPT is very good at is tabulating results. I think we did one example earlier, but if there's information anywhere that is in a weird structure, unstructured format, you just would type in here, tabulate the following information, and then hit enter and copy and paste that, and then it would turn it into a table for you. If you want specific columns, you would just tell it tabulate the following information with these columns, and it would auto-populate those columns. So for the person that asked about the Instagram, here's an example. We could also ask it for recommendations of pictures, which would be pretty cool, which we did not cover today. But if you're interested in other AI tools, as we wrap up, there's something called DALL-E, which is owned by OpenAI, which you can get to this way. Oh. Your top, so if you have a ChatGPT account, you also have an account for platform.openai.com, and you go to visit DALL-E. I'm gonna have to create a login there. And so DALL-E is also like another image generator called Midjourney that can auto-populate and create images for you. So, for example, design a field hockey club logo. Now, DALL-E isn't nearly as good as Midjourney in terms of image generation, but this will give you an idea as to what it can do. There we go. We got a couple. We can generate as many times as we want. But there you go, 7 days Instagram. So again, I want to thank everybody for hopping on. If you have more questions or would like help with your AI strategy or data within your business, we're here to help and look forward to working with everybody. Thanks again for joining. Have a great day.